So, General Hospital today. Let's see. In just the past couple of days. So let's start off with somebody who I don't fucking like. Brooklyn. Can't they just take that bitch back to fucking Bensonhurst? Let me just tell you about some of the shit that I didn't like what she did today's episode. And granted, before I really fucking hammer it in, I will sit there and say that as much as I do not like her, and I really don't like her, I don't think that she or any other woman deserves to be sexually assaulted like that. So with that being said, she starts out by announcing to her family that she is changing her name to Quartermain. And everyone seems, the dad seems so like over the moon and shit. And I'm just sitting there thinking, wow, you couldn't be any more of a fucking liar. And Michael comes in, and he's like, oh, he says something about the park. Or he says something about the Floating Rib is doing a concert or whatever. And her dumb ass is all like, oh, well, thank you for narking on me. First of all, bitch, I'm pretty sure you told him yourself. Because even if it was something that was going down, and you was doing it just, honestly, tell you the truth, my whole thing was like, he wasn't trying to, tattle or rat you out or anything like that. He just basically said something that was going on tonight. Or in the show. And then she comes out of her mouth, and she's all like, oh, well, what makes you such a lawyer? Like, what makes you a lawyer? And I'm like, bitch, she's actually trying to help you out. Because it doesn't matter if you change your last name or not, he can still sue you. So he's telling her that, and Ned is agreeing. Really? Really? So yeah, Mike was sitting there telling her, you can't do this. You can fucking get sued out the ass. And she's all like, oh, well, I gotta go. So that just really shows you the fucking level, the mentality that she's presenting. Honestly, tell you the truth, I just don't fucking like her. I do not like this fucking woman. Honestly, tell you the truth, the faster she goes, the better. She gets to, the Floating Rib, and she immediately gets, like, sexually assaulted by this fucking sleazeball manager. And let me tell you, the minute that I saw him, I was just like, wow, you definitely look like the sleazeball type. I gotta sit there in a minute. You do the mustache, the comb over the hair. It just screams sexual fucking predator. So that goes on. And Lulu steps in, and she's like, yo, listen, that shit ain't going down. Because despite how much she doesn't like Brooklyn, she's not going to sit there and let her or any other woman sit there and get sexually assaulted like that. And of course, Dustin comes in, and, he stops, the whole thing. And you find out that Dustin also knows Brooklyn. So while that's going on, and I'm kind of like jumbling around a little bit, I didn't really understand what was going on with Neil, because he came in there and he said very little, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you there for? Like, you're barely saying 2 words. Like, why did you actually show up at her place to say about 3 or 4 words? Turns out that he's going to be losing his license because of her. That's what he says. So we'll probably find that out tomorrow. But before then, Sam is a fucking idiot. I don't understand this girl. And I mean, in this instant. So she's like, oh, well, maybe we can meet up for lunch and stuff like that. The mother is standing like 3 feet away. And after she gets done, the mother's like, what are you doing? And she's all like, oh, well, thanks for eavesdropping. She's like, this is my house. And I'm in the living room. Because the whole thing is she's sitting up there thinking, she's all like, you know, if you meet up with him and they see that, you can go back to jail. And she's all like, oh, I love him, and you know, we're not gonna get caught, all that dumb shit. And I'm like, you know, here's the thing. If you was like 16 or 17 or some shit like that, I could just write that shit off. You're a grown ass woman with two kids, and you're acting like a fucking 17-year-old little girl. Okay. Moving on. Maxie is feeling unappreciated, and I'm not surprised. Here's the thing. I think somebody said, I don't know who. I don't remember what character. It might have been Peter, but somebody said something about Maxie, about how she can run her own magazine, pretty much. She can run her own magazine. She knows the business inside out. She's been there for a while. And now she's getting to a point with Nina where she just feels like she's underappreciated. And let's be fucking clear. Let's just be fucking honest. Maxie taught Nina everything that she knows about Crimson. Maxie Gons, you're screwed. That's pretty much what I'm fucking saying. And just by the way, FYI, I still don't like Nina. I don't like the actress. Sometimes, honestly, tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like whenever she's giving her lines at this point, it's like she's just half-assing it. I do. I feel like she's half-assing it. Sometimes I'm just wondering if she got enough sleep. Because half of the times when she's talking, it's like her eyes are kind of closed sometimes. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, do you as an actress need like glasses or some shit like that? Because they could just write that shit in there. Like, I don't know what is going on with her, but I feel like she is just, I guess as they say, phoning it in. Fuck it, she's half-assing it. So not that much stuff that was that interesting happened. And I feel like this happens a lot of times with these episodes, is that you have like the main good stuff and then you have like fluff pieces. So you have like Franco and Elizabeth having dinner. Not really that big of a deal. It really wasn't. Honestly, to tell you the truth, it wasn't that big of a deal until Jason came in there, and then Peter came in. That's when things started to happen. And so, you know, Franco's sitting there thanking Peter and everything like that, and Peter is just giving off this weird fucking vibe, like, you know, some shit that Jason is just looking like, yeah, why don't you want to take credit, bro? I'm just saying, you just seem like you don't want to take any credit for this. I mean, you don't even seem like, you acting kind of funny. What's going on? That's the look that Jason's giving. So, and then, you know, Lulu is talking to Dustin about what's going on with Nicholas and everything like that. And by the way, and I'm just going to sit there and say this right off the bat. They did a great job as casting the new Nicholas. I was around when they first casted Tyler Christopher. And actually, tell you the truth, I was around it before when they had the original Nicholas and they had his girlfriend Gia. That's how long I've been watching the show. But with that being said, they did an excellent job as far as casting Nicholas. And it's funny because I was sitting there talking to someone today about it. I was like, you know what? They did a good job with Nicholas. And I'm sitting there thinking, was it because they actually had time? Was it because they had time? I don't know. I don't know if it's because they actually had time. It seemed like they had time, so they casted the right choice. I look at a casting choice like Nina, and I'm like, wow, you guys, did you guys rush this shit or something, or like what was going on? Did you owe her a favor? Like I don't understand. I don't understand how you can get casting so right and so wrong on the same fucking show. And don't get me wrong, it's not as though the casting of Jordan was fucking perfect, because it really wasn't. And to this day, whenever she tries to sound all sort of like, I'm in charge and I'm an authority figure, I'm just like, no, you're not. I'm sorry, sweetheart, you're not. You're not pulling off the whole badass chick. It's just not working for me. I don't take you seriously, and I damn sure don't take you seriously as a cop. She just doesn't come across as an authority figure. Don't get me wrong, it's not as though Lulu is actually any better compared to the older casting, but I don't want to sit there and say I accepted her, but I deal with her for the most part. You look at a situation like Jason, when they had to recast him and they got Billy, which turned him into Drew. And that was a perfect casting choice. It was a perfect casting choice. So again, I don't understand how they get stuff right and wrong at the same show. And the last thing I'm going to sit there and say is Anna. So here's the thing with Anna. Anna, in the beginning, I was getting kind of annoyed with her. Because, on one end, she's defending her son against Jason and Robert and stuff like that. But on the other hand, she just seems like she just wants to turn a blind fucking eye. Like, she just seems like oh, well, it just could be a coincidence. Oh, you had that gun in your hand? No, that's just a coincidence. Oh, you have blood in your pants? No, that's just a coincidence. It's like all the fucking signs that are there, you're just choosing to just try to make believe it's just not there. But at the same time, I can understand where she's coming from because that's her son. And she's a mother. And, it's a fine line because, as a parent, you have to be a parent first and everything comes second. Everything else comes second when you have a child. So I get where she's coming from. I say I get where she's coming. I don't actually have children, but I'm just saying, like, I get where she's coming from. So she's walking a very fine line, and this is pressure from a lot of people. This is even pressure from Finn, because Finn is not actively trying to pressure her, but at the same time, he's like, listen, you should probably do the right thing, Between Finn, Jason, Robert, and I don't know, anyone else. She's walking that fucking fine line. And yeah, I guess the last thing, even though I said the last thing before, was Spinelli. By the way, this whole Ellie and Spinelli thing is just so fucking dumb. You couldn't have picked, you couldn't have picked a better name for his wife or whatever. Like, Ellie and Spinelli. And granted, I only saw a little bit of her character, but she comes across as an exact fucking copy. It's almost like Snitcher saying he couldn't find anyone better, so he had to find someone that was exactly like him. And I'm like, wow, that's... I don't know, I feel like that's just selling the character short. When he was married to Maxie, for example, they were total opposites. They were total fucking opposites. He didn't even like her in the beginning. He didn't. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he did. He called her the bad blonde one. But they worked. They worked to a point where even, there was one thing that I felt that was really interesting. I guess it was kind of cute. To be honest for a minute. Where she was sitting there talking about a comic book character that he liked. And I thought it was pretty cute because she's clearly not a person that likes comic books and things of that nature, but she knows that he likes it. So she wanted to, she probably looked into it a couple of times. So, what I'm saying? Like, they worked, and they were total opposites, Like, she was a very strong force. She still is. What I'm saying? Like, she was a strong woman, and it's like, all right, you go from a strong woman to somebody exactly like you. It's like, really? You just took a step down and was supposed to just fucking be okay with that? Like, I don't know. I just felt like they could have written a better character for him instead of just giving him the exact copy of himself. But anyway, that's just my quick thoughts on General Hospital. I didn't want to make this video too long. There's probably other stuff that I want to talk more about, like the whole wedding thing and Nicholas coming in and whatever, but I will probably save that for another video. But sometimes I like to go back and forth in order because I don't know why not. I think also because I don't like here's the thing. There's another guy on YouTube that do the General Hospital reviews daily. And I got to commend him on that. I do. I got to commend him on that because if you're talking about New York time and it comes on at 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, this guy is posting like, if not sooner than that, you know? At least by like 3:57, he's like posting like every day. And I'm like, wow. Before I did this whole YouTube thing, I wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, every time I was sitting there watching somebody, I was like, yo, where's new video at? Like, where's new video at? You ain't posting like 2 days. Like, what's going on? Even sometimes with, Eric Reload, the guy that does the DC shows, there's times where he may skip an episode and come back and do an episode later on. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And then I started doing videos, and I'm like, oh, yeah. So, a life and, a job and friends and stuff like that. Yeah, I can definitely kind of get in the way of you posting videos. So I just, I commend that guy on being able to do it every day. So I think that's why I kind of go back and talk about like past episodes. I don't know. And plus maybe it's also, and now I'm sitting to take it kind of gives me perspective on the new stuff that's going on. And just my predictions on how the characters are going to act and move forward accordingly. Anyway, just my quick thoughts, and I will actually tell you the truth, I never really actually have a closing, so something I have to work on.